Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
We're following breaking news out of West Fargo. Authorities now say efforts to rescue a missing boy from a retention pond have changed to recovery.
They've been at it for a couple of hours after a caller reported the boy was in trouble in water near 2946 5th Street West in West Fargo. Valley News Team's Christine Stanwood was the first television reporter on the scene, and she joins us live now with the very latest. Christine?
Mike, Andrea, it's a quiet scene, but it's still very active out here in West Fargo. To give you some sort of idea of how big this pond is, I'm going to have you take a look. It's about a football field wide, and dive crews are still searching for this boy. And as you guys mentioned, it is now a recovery effort in order to find this young boy. Towards the other side of the pond, they have taken down the police tape, so we are fairly certain that they have located the general area of where the little boy is. Neighbors I spoke with earlier this evening say they are completely shaken up over what happened.
There were people on the other side of the pond, two gentlemen who came running down, screaming rather hysterically, and ran into the pond as soon as they saw one of the firefighters was in the water, and they started to search as well. But another firefighter came and got them out of the water.
And we are learning, Mike and Andrea, from city officials of West Fargo that this is a retention pool, and that people are allowed to swim in it. But for the search and rescue efforts, they did turn off the pumps to make sure that they could execute the search in the best way possible. For now, reporting live in West Fargo, Christine Stanwood, Valley News Live.
All right, thank you, Christine, for that live report. And stick with Valley News Live. We'll have more on this developing story.
Cleanup is still going on after last night's storm ripped through the Red River Valley. This is video just south of Fosston, Minnesota in Polk County. A viewer told us that a large number of electrical power transmission lines are down for miles, just one of the many areas hit hard by severe weather.
And hard to get a good night's sleep last night with all the strong winds, rain, thunder, and lightning early this morning.
Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz is live in Grand Forks, where crews have been cleaning up serious damage. Rose, what's the latest there?
You can see some of the damage is still here, and past that you can see the bins, but earlier today we actually have some video we want to show you guys. It looks a lot worse. 6 of these 10,000 bushel bins were knocked over. Many flew into vehicles, one turning a truck on its side, another crushing 3 other vehicles. Now, this area that we're showing you right now is where an old elevator and storage bins are. It was actually hit the worst, but both the farm and bean plant on either side of this elevator area were also hit pretty bad. I spoke with neighbor Ashley Johnson, who tells me she was not prepared for this kind of damage when she got here this morning.
We could see down the road coming in here that the bins were missing, and the elevator has shifted from the house here, the scale room, and the bins all over the road and tangled up in trees and covering cars. It was a lot worse than we ever expected.
Now, Johnson telling me that she heard the storm from East Grand Forks, where she was sleeping at 4:30 this morning, and she just, as I said, did not expect this kind of thing. When she got here, she talked to some people. She heard that the winds were around 75 miles an hour. By the way it looked earlier, she says she thinks it might have been a tornado. Now, the National Weather Service hasn't confirmed that yet, but they're also doing some surveys, as our weather guys will tell you a little bit later, and they haven't also ruled that out yet. Mike and Andrea?
All right, that's Rose Itzkovitz live in northern part of the valley. We have more photos and video from the area showing results of last night's storm posted on our website. Go to valleynewslive.com.
A tip of the hat to our storm team for their coverage through the night. Hutch, any trouble out there right now?
Right now, we have enjoyed some pretty quiet weather here across the valley. Look at the radar loop from very early this morning, showing the line of storms making their way through, and the numerous reports that you provided as the storms made their way off to the east. A lot of wind and even some hail working our way mainly along the Highway 2 and Highway 200 corridors through eastern North Dakota and into western Minnesota. Showers moving into Perham right now. Those are non-severe. Look at the temperature difference between Alexandria and Fergus Falls, 92 and 77. As there is a boundary, there's some strong storms possible as we go through the late evening hours once again. But these will fire mainly to the south and east of Fargo. We'll have an update in your hour-by-hour forecast on the track and timing of those. Temperatures near 80 the next couple of hours with some sunshine and light winds, and our chances of storms will be late. Once again, we'll tell you how early they arrive in your neck of the woods and talk about that weekend ahead coming up here in just a moment.
Okay, thanks, Hutch.
We now know the name of the man who is accused of robbing a Fargo jewelry store this morning. 25-year-old Victor Anthony Velasquez of Fargo was arrested. Police say he robbed Riddle's jewelry at gunpoint, zip-tied an employee, and made 3 other people in the store fill up bags of jewels and bring them out to his van. We're told that Velasquez drove away with more than 3 heavy-duty garbage bags filled with jewels. The Highway Patrol pulled him over on I-29 south of Fargo. There were no injuries.
All the members of a girls' basketball team are expected to be okay after the van they were traveling in was involved in a rollover crash near Mapleton, North Dakota last night. Authorities say the 11 passengers from the Lisbon and Fort Ransom areas were taken to a Fargo hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Officials say the van hit a car that failed to yield at an intersection. The 2 people in the car were also hurt, one of them with serious injuries. Tonight on Valley News Live at 9 on Fargo CW and Valley News Live at 10, hear from one of the girls who survived the crash.
A man is dead after a motorcycle crash in Bemidji, Minnesota last night. Emergency crews found a 2008 Harley-Davidson motorcycle that appeared to have went off the road and flipped. The man was pronounced dead at the scene. His name has not been released at this point.
Grief counselors spent the day at Ellen Hopkins Elementary in Moorhead to help kids deal with the sudden death of a classmate. 9-year-old Grace Betty of Moorhead died Wednesday while swimming at Buffalo River State Park. She was taking part in the Moorhead Police Summer Youth Program. The city of Moorhead is also offering grief counseling to people who responded to that incident. Sources tell Valley News Live that nearly 200 other children were taking part in the program at the state park near Glendon at the time of the incident. The girl was pulled from the water but could not be revived. The Clay County Sheriff's Department is investigating.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, the act of kindness from a shoe store owner and how it benefited a Minnesota child in need.
Up next, how a little bit of caution can go a long way at avoiding tragedy on the water.